Now we are on the road in Jostedalsbreen National Park in Norway. Jostedalsbreen turned out to be such a fairy tale-like place. Its dramatic scenery, towering mountains, green valleys, roaring rivers, idyllic small houses reminded us of Middle Earth. We will share our most favorite places of Jostedalsbreen with you.
Today we're hiking the Myklebustbreen, which is a valley here in Norway, just underneath Jostedalsbreen, I think. And well, it's a lovely valley. We were here yesterday on the other side and it looked fascinating, so we decided to come back today because it was getting late. I think we arrived after 9 o'clock yesterday. Now we have got perfect weather and it's a lovely hike. The valley is quite beautiful. Lots of cows and sheep, all the ding ding ding.
No other trekkers.
It's true, yeah.
There were lots of summer houses here. Well, not lots, but several summer houses, you know. The one I love the most, they're tiny with the grass on the roof and they look so perfect in the landscape. I love these houses.
Maybe I can show you what we can see behind us.
But the best part of trekking Myklebustbreen was meeting these lovely guys. We walked in the slowest pace possible as we had to stop to pet every sheep we met on our way. The sound of the sheep bells accompanied us during our road trip in Norway.
There is another lovely hike at Fonn near the Myklebustbreen.
While she's eating the blueberries that are in abundance here. And we are currently trekking in
Jostedalsbreen.
How was the trek?
The trek is pretty good for the first half, I guess.
And did we do the trek together?
Well, most of it.
What happened to me?
Well, Guinea took the amazing shoes she's having, so if you tried climbing a mountain in flip-flops, you might have noticed that's not the best idea.
I just figured out I left my trekking shoes somewhere. And since the weather was nice, I was not searching for them, so it's probably somewhere in one of the first national parks.
Right, so if you want a free pair of shoes, you can look for it in what's the national park called again?
And we are on the road again, heading to Breheimen National Park. This small unpaved road, winding high up the mountains, was one of the most spectacular drives on our road trip.
You don't need a 4x4 here. With good ground clearance, you will not get stuck. now we are taking a hike here in Breheimen National Park in Norway, and it's quite a lovely park. We admit we did some cheating by driving up the hill, or most the way up the hill. Actually, we weren't sure if it's possible because a lot of the roads here in Norway are closed for traffic. But here in Breheimen you can actually drive up all the way into the park to about 1,000 meters, I think, maybe even more on some roads.
But it would be a short hike since we arrived quite late in the evening. Now it is 10 p.m. and in spite of the last rays of sun, it is getting dark.
We are doing a curry today.
Yes.
The next day we were going to drive further up into the mountains and trek on glaciers.
So we're walking in Breheimen National Park and we're going to hike like this route up to the big glaciers. And now we have arrived at a mini lake with a mini glacier. And we're going to take some pictures.
And we are just going to chill by the lake, like a normal thing you do on a sunny day when you have a lake. You just, sit by a lake and cool yourself down in a glacier.
You are turning this glacier into a piece of art.
Yes.
And we're still here up in Breheimen National Park. How did our hike go today? What did we experience?
So we did a short hike to a lake and then to another lake and then to another lake. So it's just like every 5 meters there's a small lake. And they are not even that cold,
That's funny, you should say that, because you are totally dressed up like it's the Ice Age or something.
Yes. And I was like sunbathing in a glacier and making a snowman and playing snowballs and doing all the kind of fun things. But when the sun's coming down, it just like turns so cold. So it's like Confucius says.
What?
If you're in the mountains and when the sun goes down, it gets really cold.
Time to cook. Full flame.
So I don't know, I think it's getting colder here sooner as it's getting cooked, if it's possible.
That sounds odd, but okay. We're cooking against the temperature.
Our road trip was coming to its end. We descended from the mountains and drove south towards the Swedish border. We were feeling set to leave Norway. We had fallen in love with its scenic roads and trails. Even in spite of the high summer season, we were able to go off the beaten path and to meet the crowds. At the end of July, the beginning of August, we mostly had sunny weather that ended abruptly with a severe rainstorm the moment we started descending Breheimen.
Do you know the best thing about Breheimen?
No, tell us.
It sounds like Byrkjelo.